All I want to do is let you know that they do take it
Yeah.
aggressively, but today probably not.
Probably not out.
But on a nice day, they'll come looking.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it's big revenue for the town.
Oh,
Huge revenue.
I'm sure. Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Well, hey, have a good one. Thank you so much for the chat. I appreciate it. On a crappy day like this. So this is the bay, Cook's Bay, I believe, or Berry. I don't know. It's the bay, and then Lake Simcoe is out that way. But this is stunning, man. Like absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this house. How would you like to live there? I'm finding some pretty nice houses. Oh, look at that. That's something else. Wow. This property continues all the way down here. Hey, and welcome back. My name is David, and this is another episode of Backroads. And today I find myself in a small little community called Keswick, which is about 72 kilometers north of the city of Toronto. This place was founded in 1817, and in 1836, a post office was opened up here, and it was called Keswick. That was the name of the post office, because this place wasn't called Keswick originally. It was called Medina, I think, of that, some degree like that. And after a period of time, it was eventually just called Keswick, based on the post office, which is kind of crazy. The population right now of the town, it's also the town or the area of Keswick with Elmhurst area. I think it's about 25,000, and it also forms part of Georgia, East Gwillimbury type thing, and it's about 47,000 people. Now, what's interesting about this particular place is there's no real downtown. There's no real major center. Now we're right now at the Queensway North and Church Street, and this is typically known as Uptown, as you can see with the sign in front right here, Uptown Keswick, Dine and Explore. And the business improvement area kind of tried to make this area the downtown. Okay, so there's Church Street, and if we come down here, we wrap around and we'll kind of go north on Simcoe Street. So it's interesting, right? Not too many places I've been to that don't really have a designated downtown core for commerce to begin with. This is very much largely spread out over like a main road, which this is like Metro Road South that I'm going to be on, and it's very interesting. And I struggle with my words because I'm so used to there being a downtown, an area, right? Now, if you live in Keswick, please chime in. I'd like to know your thoughts and your feelings about this, but Yeah, there's a grocery store. There's a Basics grocery store right here, this building right here. And then there's this area here of like kind of strip plaza, right? And so kind of businesses are in here. So this is kind of where that central kind of business improvement area is located, which is interesting. Again, all in itself, like trying to kind of wrap my mind around what's here. And now the reason why there's no real kind of center of commerce per se is this area on the east side of Lake Simcoe, like Cook's Bay area where I am, and then kind of all the way up on the east side is, actually I'll turn right here, is because of the amount of land that was granted to aristocrat families back in the day. Military leaders were also granted land up in this area. Probably gonna have to kind of redo how everyone's kind of stopped. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know what we're doing. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna form my thoughts again after everybody figures out where they're gonna turn. Okay, you can go. Like, this is like four-way stop, guys. Okay, nobody knows how to drive these things. You go, and then I go. It's kind of like it's a funny thing. Everyone's telling everybody else to go because everyone's being so polite. So here we are at the post office. Okay, I don't know if this is obviously not the original post office, but it's funny that I'm here. I'm just kind of turning around. There's obviously, you know, a public school here as well. But so people were military leaders and prominent people who had money. They ended up with land up here. Now, it was also known as kind of like a cottage area where you could move to get away from the city. And when you moved to get away from the city, the people bought up the land because it was on the lake. And because it was on the lake, you end up with these long stretches of like housing that backs on to Cook's Bay and Lake Simcoe. And so you have this long stretch of town, and so there was like no real center for anyone to go, but you know, all these rich families and military leaders and all that kind of stuff ended up using this as kind of like relaxation and just a way of getting away from the city, which is fine. But then you end up with this disconnected type of environment, right, that you end up with, and these long stretches of road that continue. So it very different, but it stayed this way all the way until like the 1980s. So, which is quite a bit of time, right? When you think about it. And so then in the 1980s, they realized that they needed to have some kind of central area. So they did try to make like a centralized area per se. But then over time, it's also grew. So there's new housing developments. A lot more people have moved in. And it's stretched kind of wider or longer. And then they tried to make it go a little bit wider. I'm in one of those areas right now. But, you know, you end up with an interesting location. And so there's a marina up here, which is really cool because, you know, any place that you're up in cottage country, you want lake access, right, for your boats. But, you know, so if everyone's kind of taken up, like there's no real waterfront per se. Like a lot of the land is all just like cottages, like big cottages on in this area. And because of that, again, you're trying to navigate, you know, there's no real town atmosphere, right? This is another like little section here that I came back out at. You got the gas station, four-way, you know, intersection per se. Right, there's a general store on the right-hand side there. But, so what I'm gonna do is, like, this I would say is like the main drag in, so to speak, if you're gonna think of it as anything like that. But, you know, just over time, commercial aspects started to operate on this lower section. Now we're getting close to the, like, there's like a little marina here, which is like right where this bridge is, right? There's a marina. I'll probably have a better angle when I come back of what's here, but it's just green on the right hand side, right? It's really nothing to kind of talk about per se. It's not like Fenland Falls or any places that, you know, are like that, so to speak, that have, I don't know, it's just interesting. I mean, you got the fast food chains kind of along this stretch, because right now I'm going southbound, and as I continue south, I would end up going down to Newmarket, really, is where I'd probably end up if I kept going south, right? So what I'm going to try to do, or not what I'm going to try, what I will do, is I will make my way off to the right-hand side and kind of drive through some of the community, like see if we can find some like public access to water maybe, right? I know it's a little rainy today and it's not the best, but you know, I ended up in Keswick for work, and so here we are, and I'm filming a video for you now. So if you haven't been to Keswick, this is kind of what it looks like. And yeah, so long stretch, very, very skinny, right? A lot hugging the shoreline. And as you go all the way, continuing to go north or south, like you have these areas where all of a sudden now you've got like a plaza, right? Just like here, there's a Shoppers Drug Mart right here, right? There's a couple of other like little Benjamin Moore and a couple of auto body places, a Freshco, there's a Popeyes. So all of a sudden, you know, I mean, there's a gymnastics place. There's all of a sudden now you're here, and there's gas station and, you know, everything else, right? So it's interesting the way it's all being. There really wasn't any like planning for this type of community. Like it just seemed to just kind of happen this way. Anyways, that's the research that I was able to find. I mean, these aren't my words. These are what I've been able to research and figure out. But I mean, they still have all the standard things like Pizza Hut, Dairy Queen, you know, places to eat and restaurants and banks and you know, they have all the stuff that you would want, but it's just spread out, not all in one spot. So I would say it's not a very walkable kind of area, just because things seem to be like further apart because it's stretched really long. Like on the left hand side, there's all development over there, like big subdivisions that are going on. You know, maybe we'll kind of go back in there, right? So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But yeah, this was literally just all cottage country, all here. And Keswick is one of the bigger places. Now, if you continue to go up further north, which we will, but as you do that, you end up with all like these like a little beach area and a bunch of houses, and then more land, and then another like little beach area, and then you end up in Sutton, and you end up in all like these tiny little places as you go. So down here, this takes me to the south end of Keswick. Again, left-hand side, all these big, huge houses. And this will take me down to Ravenshoe. And Ravenshoe is kind of like a kind of road that kind of goes east-west, so to speak. Now, the other thing that you kind of have to watch here is your speed, because they have all these speed cameras in all of these small little towns. They're all in Toronto too, right? So, I mean, the speed limit in Toronto is, I think it's like, in certain areas, it's like 40 kilometers, and 50 kilometers. There's some in 60 kilometer zones. They're all over the place, right? So you really, really, really have to pay attention to wherever you go, because sometimes you don't see it, and all of a sudden, you know, a couple of days later in the mail, you're now sent a speeding ticket. And some of these speeding tickets for like, I think one of my friends got one, and they were like, I think they were like 12 kilometers over or something like that. And it was like $80. And I'm like, $80? Like, it's crazy. And the other problem is there's so much pressure when you're driving. There's so much pressure that people put on you because either they're not paying attention, or they don't care, or it's never happened to them, or they haven't seen the sign, right, about don't go like more than what the speed limit says, otherwise you're going to get a ticket. And it may have happened to you, but then they tailgating you. Some people speed, some people get so animated and angry and everything else, right? That all happens. So it's sometimes it can be frustrating, right, in these towns, or any of these streets where these speed cameras are. So this is Ravenshoe, right? Not a whole lot here, right? It's just like farmland, everything else. So I'm gonna just kind of turn around here, go through. Yeah, go through up here. Yeah, there's no real big sign that says welcome to Keswick. It's just this small little blue sign on the right hand side. Just this right here. Now I wish it was sunny. It would have been great, but you know, it is what it is. So let's drive into this community here. Kind of see some of the newer development that's being built, and again, it's typical of pretty much most subdivisions that you go to, right? So this is called Simcoe Landing. So I mean, this is typical, I mean, housing that you'll see everywhere in Ontario. This is kind of what was built. Let's cue up some music as we go through this neighborhood. I mean, what you are experiencing, this is full-on suburbia. This is full-on, everyone works somewhere else, and then they come here, and this is where they call home. So not going to say everybody, but a large portion of people are commuting. Yes, there are quite a few people who are able to work from home, but the vast majority of people have to go somewhere. Looks like there's some newer housing being built down at the end of the street. Hopefully I don't have to backtrack all the way out of here, because I'm kind of deep in the burbs right now. Okay, I'm not gonna go there because I just don't want to get a flat tire. I already got a flat tire the other week. Don't need another one. See how close we can get to the water. But like I said, there's a lot of housing between here and the water. So I don't know how close we'll be able to get. It's kind of... But we will see. It's a huge truck, holy smokes. I think that's a septic truck, no? I don't know what kind of truck that is. So many different types of housing. Wow, look at the size of this new one that they just put up. It's huge. That really does not fit the area, that's for sure. Okay, so this is Lake Street. So this thing on the other side of these houses, these little cottages, is where there would be the lake. Yep. That's a little park. You can go take a look there. So yeah, this is basically what people have in their backyards, right? They would have all of these docks all the way up the line. But you could get your paddleboard or your kayak or canoe in the water and launch it from one of these areas. But this is Cook's Bay, so that's the end of Cook's Bay, kind of Ravenshoe Road that I was down before. And Cook's Bay, all the way up there, you can't see it, but it opens up into Lake Simcoe. And that will take you up to Barrie and Orillia and everywhere else. So there are a few little spots that you have access to, but again, not very many. It's not like you have a whole huge area. All those have been taken up by, people way back in the day who, like I said, cottages or people who had the means to buy, second homes and stuff like that. See, they're all private beaches. All private access, private property.
to what used to be home, passing by those little towns I know so well, stopping for gas.
These are all little
I'm
boat
behind the
homes.
wheel again.
Everyone's property's on the other side of the street.
Driving is like a spiritual cleanse, where every mile is a new beginning, and every bend holds a new end. Eyes on the road, lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul. I'm driving to get away.
What a beautiful stretch of road.
Running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day. Neon lights in the fast lane life, riding high, reaching for the sky. I had it all but lost and fell back down again. Spent my time playing the game where every single day was a losing battle, and every drink was a dead end. Eyes on the goal, don't lose control. I'm living fast, I've lost my soul. I'm driving to get away. Running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day.
Got a historical plaque pointing me this way. I have no idea. I'm just exploring.
How did I get caught? The walls are caving in. How come I got lost in this endless spin? Why do I feel so empty deep within? Where did I go wrong? Eyes on the goal, don't lose control.
Man, these are tiny
Living
roads.
fast, I lost my soul. I'm driving to get away. Running through
A cemetery on my left-hand side.
holding on or
I think that's a private residence on the right-hand side.
another day. Eyes on the road, don't lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul.
You can see the historical plaque.
To get away.
But I'm finding some pretty nice houses. Whoa, look at that. Oh, that's something else.
Letting go, I'm fighting another
Property
day.
continues all the way down here.
Heading back to what used to be home, where every mile is a new beginning, and every bend goes a new end.
This is, I guess, a no exit. Roach Point. Yeah, there's nothing to go that way. And that is, what's this? Roach Point Community Eco Park. Sensitive area, closes at dusk. Should we go take a look? Why not? Let's go take a look. Didn't say, wait, no parking. Well, where the hell, where do you go if it says no parking and you can't park anywhere on the street? I mean, there's nobody freaking here. Like, does that mean, hold on a second, I gotta see the time. Let's read the sign. See when I can't park. Like, I just want to go there. I guess I'll park here. What do you mean there's no, I can't park?
All I want to do is let you know that they do take it
Yeah.
aggressively, but today probably
Probably not out.
But on a nice day they'll come looking.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it's big revenue for the town.
Oh,
Huge revenue.
I'm sure. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, hey, have a good one. Thank you so much for the chat. I appreciate it. On a crappy day like this. So this is the bay. Cook's Bay, I believe, or Berry. I don't know. It's the bay, and then Lake Simcoe is out that way. But this is stunning, man. Like absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this house. How would you like to live there? That's awesome. Behind these fences are some incredible looking houses, I'll tell you that. Quite something else. So I'm going to stop it here. Thanks for joining me on my adventure through Keswick, a little bit of history and whatnot. And like I always say, get out and explore. Maybe like, subscribe, comment on the video. I do appreciate it. It certainly helps the videos kind of spread. So until next time, get out and explore.